If you watch that and you're thinking, what a good time, I wish I was there, I don't relate to you in any kind of way possible. This is now apparently, the biggest food fight in the world. What is that stuff that they're throwing? It's very specific food. It's tomatoes. And it's called the Tomatina Food Festival. And it's making a comeback. That's why people are so damn excited. This is in the town of Bunol in Valencia. It's over in Spain. How many tomatoes are involved in that? Look, even someone has a GoPro or something on a stick so they can record that fun time. Yes, I'm gonna be judging this block. So let's get some details about this, because after this 2-year suspension due to coronavirus, La Tomatina returned to Bunol, Spain, attracting 20,000 people to take part in what is billed as the world's biggest tomato fight. 130 tons of overripe tomatoes were brought by 7 trucks, then dumped and thrown around the crowd. This year marks the 75th anniversary of this messy fiesta. And of course, as they point out, 75 years, but this whole thing started in this particular one in the middle of the day when 6 trucks loaded with tomatoes drove through the main street, distributing the sappy projectiles for an hour while party goers threw them and covered each other in red juice. I guess we can run that second clip of this whole thing as Jackson gives the response to this, but you sit there for how long? An hour and a half or something, throwing tomatoes around each other, having to wear goggles so you don't get any in your face and eyes. And then random folks, maybe it's not random folks, get to diving on you and smearing their tomato juice.
You're getting trampled. But in an hour and a half, you have to consider that is a considerable expenditure of energy that you're gonna be giving forth, because you gotta be navigating around all those people. And definitely one thing, absolutely a waste of food. But you can imagine people like ripping a bunch of lines of Coke or whatever it is that they do, and then going, they're just like, and they're just like going crazy and throwing all these tomatoes. Like, so if you're like super like wired up on something that just takes you to like a Viking warrior type of place, I can see maybe this is like a good time. But
is this like a release of energy or something? Like what is this? I remember in college, they used to have Primal Scream, and it was during finals week, and they're like, everyone's always so quiet because they're studying, because we didn't study the whole rest of the semester. And then, so now everybody's all quiet, and they're like, there's this 10-minute span where everybody gets walk outside, is in the dorms areas, and everybody just screams to get all the energy and aggression out, or frustration, whatever it is that you're feeling. That didn't work for me either, but. Is this like
it's like a light release? Purge or something?
Yeah,
it's like this basically like a light purge that they're doing or something like that.
I don't know if people travel to this town from other countries.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, how about this, Jackson? There's 2 things that happen in Spain that I would never do. There's the running of the bulls, where people like to get trampled.
Oh no.
And then there's jumping in tomato piles. If you had to do one or the other, which one are you choosing?
Oh, tomato piles, 100%. Because at least like the survival chances are far higher. But I'm not getting gored by a bull. That doesn't seem fun whatsoever. You're on a whole nother type of drug if you're doing that one.
My final thought on this, which I think is probably the most predictable, you could have seen this coming. I kept scanning the crowd. I was like, I'm looking for one black person there.
I didn't see any. I think the contrast would have been you would have been able to tell with the red, but no, I couldn't find any.
No. We're gonna go with the 20,000. There was 0. I mean, no, maybe there was 1. Whoever was there, please speak up. Let me know. I'm readily available to be corrected.